Ade, when there are two people, a young man and a young woman, who are in love, who should initiate it first?
There are two ways of looking at this. You look at the cultural context. So, for example, your background. You're African, are you Caucasian? You know, I grew up here, so it doesn't really matter who initiates it. But I've also lived in Nigeria for quite a length of time. And looking at the culture, the tendency is that it's the male that is supposed to initiate it. That means go first. But the truth of the matter is that both parties do initiate it. If a lady finds, I believe my wife found me attractive back then in '87. So her posture, her dressing, maybe if she wasn't wearing perfume or cologne before she started, she will act like she didn't see me. But the truth of the matter is that you know that the posture is already sending out the message. So if you think about it in that context, what it means is that she was also making the moves, be it very subtle. The difference between a lady and a man, of course, is that mine is now to come forward and say, you know, I think I really like you. So I think on both sides, but like I said, context matters. If we're talking about who would go and approach the other person, then yeah, the tendency is the men do, but it varies from one culture to another. Yes.
Yeah, I think I agree with that as well. I think that's the case. You know, like I said, it's both parties. We all know how to, ladies know how to do it.
I know.
In a quiet way.
Tell me. How do you show love to a woman, Ade?
Oh, well, I suppose in my own way. My own way is I show attention, kindness, and I would endure, you know, things that I would usually not do.
Somebody out there needs to hear that.
You know, to somebody else. I mean, somebody I don't care about. I'm not really going to endure their, you know, their little messing around here and there. But somebody that you do love, you endure with them. Then you pay attention to their needs. And for me, it's really about paying attention to her needs, being considerate, understanding that she's another human being that has aspirations. So I'm concerned about her aspirations. I don't want her to bend her aspirations so far that it becomes out of context of who she is. For me, that's the way of me showing love. I would get it wrong in many other levels, but I think on that level, that's where my emphasis lies more than anything else.
Fantastic, fantastic. When a woman is loved, what in turn does she reciprocate?
Well, from my own experience, a woman gives you love. She gives you attention. And you spoke, or you asked the question earlier about respect. The respect comes naturally. I think it's in the nature of a woman. When she feels loved, when she feels safe, when she feels that she's being considered, then what happens is naturally it flows. She gives it rather than it being demanded.
Absolutely. It just reminds me of a friend. Whenever her husband gives her money, she remembers to kneel down. She never does before. She never does before. So that's natural.
Yes, that's
when you are loved, you respect.
Yes.
It comes automatically. Okay, Ade, I need you to state clearly in a home the different roles of a man and his wife.
Okay, that's interesting. Because I was going to say, if you ask me just on a social basis, I would say, really, do we really have roles anymore these days? But the truth of the matter is, if we go back to scripture, we do have roles. And I think if we look right into nature, nature describes the roles to us. You know, physiologically, I'm different from my wife.
Yes,
you know, if you look at the anatomy, we're totally different people. So I believe that as God has created it in Genesis, a woman is her role is to nurture. Her role is to take care of the home. Her role is a helper. Now, someone will say, well, does that then mean that she's not an equal or she's inferior to a man? No. In our roles, we are superior. We are both superiors in our role if we know how to play them well and we stick within the context of our role as well. Because I can't breastfeed a child, but she can.
Absolutely.
Therefore, she's superior in that role. You understand? Now, she can have a baby alone, but I can give her one.